What's going on, guys? Dropadooski here. Today we're going to do my review of Diablo Immortal and talk about my Blizzcon experience and reaction to the announcement of this title. I was at Blizzcon over the past week. That's why I haven't had a video up until now. But I want to walk you guys through everything and tell you how it felt to be there and also how it played. Now, I do want to start off by saying that the number one thing about the show was getting to spend time with some of the people from the community and also some of the other content creators. I had a blast out there, regardless of the Diablo Immortal announcement. It was amazing to get to put a face to some of those Twitch names that are in there every day, chatting with us and having good conversations. So thank you guys, everybody, that I got the opportunity to meet and spend some time with. Now, I do want to start out with the opening ceremony. We did get there a little bit early and got seats up in the front. Everybody was really excited. You know, we couldn't wait to see what it was. Now, I did go in with the impressions that, yes, they did come out. Brandy put up a post saying we aren't going to get D4, so I wasn't expecting it. I was, however, at least expecting something for the PC or a Diablo 2 remaster. We went through the first part of the presentation. The Overwatch tune looked cool. The Warcraft 3 remaster looks amazing. I did get to play it, and it was really fun and looks really clean. And then Wyatt came up, and he started talking about being connected and mobile stuff, and my mind immediately went to, holy shit, we're getting a phone game. And once it was fully confirmed, I was in shock. As I think everybody was, I did just a scan around me right after it was said, and there were more, wide eyes and open, just shocked faces than I can count. Nobody was expecting this, nor, as far as I'm concerned, nobody asked for this either. I couldn't believe it. I was pissed. I was just emotional. I was a little bit crazy for a second. Now, I'm a content creator. I make YouTube videos and stream on Twitch 6 days a week, and that all started with Diablo. Diablo 3 was one of my favorite games. Diablo, the franchise, is my all-time favorite franchise. When I was 16, 15, I can't remember, was when I first started playing Diablo 2 at a friend's house on his computer, as we didn't have one, and I was hooked. I love the lore. I love the gameplay. I love action RPGs. Now, I have been playing Path of Exile for the last couple of months. I feel that D3's gotten stagnant, so I was hoping that we would at least get some content, a little bit of content there. We've been in the same meta in D3 for over a year now, and you can only do the same shit so many times before you sit back and start to wonder, what am I doing? So I have been playing PoE for a little while. So this trip was big. This was, I think, the franchise that enabled me to make a huge life decision is finally going to give us something that we want, and they didn't. I don't know what they were thinking. I stormed off for the beginning of the first Q&A, and then I came back. I did see Red Shirt Guy and a couple other questions, and I do want to comment on that. I don't think he was rude or inappropriate at all. One thing to keep in mind is that when somebody decides to go to BlizzCon or any big con like that, for that matter, you spend a lot of money and invest a lot of emotional weight into this decision, right? It's a huge deal for a lot of us to go to these shows. And for those of you out there that bought virtual tickets, I mean, $50 isn't just change on the table, it's some money, right? So when you invest in something, you want to leave that experience feeling good. And the best analogy I can think of here is asking your grandma for a fucking Xbox and getting a sweater. Where on earth did they come up with the idea that we would be okay with a mobile game? Your community is PC players, right? Now, I understand expanding out, and if you'd announced, here's a mobile game, and here's a little tease of something for my current community, I think the reaction would have been completely different. People would have been like, well, I'm not really into mobile, but fuck yeah, we're getting something that we really want. Everybody was dying for that. I don't know if you've seen this, but there's some articles going around saying they pulled the Diablo 4 announcement right before the con. That doesn't matter. For one, the article is a dude who knew a guy who knew a dude. There's no comment from Blizzard on this. As far as I can tell, if it was leaked out by Blizzard, it's totally, damage control at this point. We are going to get something, guys. Something's coming. They were cramming. We were working on multiple projects down our throat the whole weekend after the negative response. So yes, something is coming. But this video is about Diablo Immortal and the experience of being there for its announcement. It was terrible to hear, and playing it, for me, it really wasn't that good. Now, that doesn't mean that it's not a good mobile game. Let me give some context here. I don't play mobile games. I have 0 games installed on my phone for multiple reasons. I wear glasses. My eyesight isn't the greatest. I don't like playing on a screen this big. I'm 6'1". I have big hands, dude. It just doesn't feel right, man. It's not even comfortable like a controller. It's a touch screen, so your fingers are slipping. It doesn't feel like something that's fine-tuned and targeted, which means, since it's a touchscreen, that you're focusing on what you're hitting, on what abilities you're hitting, not on what you're attacking, right? For me anyways. Now, of course, you would get more fluid with it with practice, yada, yada. Doesn't matter. It's a mobile game. I'm not going to play a mobile game. I have no intention of playing a mobile game. Outside of that, I'm not going to stream a mobile game. I mean, can you guys imagine? I'll hook it up to my capture card. Here we go. And you get a fucking phone call from your dad or whoever it is, your wife. Hey, can you or text? Can you pick up toilet paper on your way home or when you're done with your stream? Come on. I mean, what the fuck? Okay, so I'm going to be a content creator. I better buy a dedicated device that only uses Wi-Fi, that isn't hooked up to cell phone service, or whatever it is, to create this environment to which I can stream on. I'm not going to stream it. I don't want to play it. Positives. It was really, really nice looking. It looks beautiful. You can see in the background that is gameplay from the official website. I'll put it in the description below. It looked great, which is something that you just expect from a Blizzard release. But it was a mobile game. I think this game, at least at the point it's at, now granted, remember, it's very early on and we don't know what it'll turn into, but Diablo for me in the beginning was about taking a character that's standing there in a loincloth and making him into the most badass demon killer imaginable because of reading drops and, using gold wisely, follower management, all that stuff, right? You're min-maxing your character to make him a killing machine. And here, this felt like a beat-em-up. This felt like I was playing Ninja Turtles, in time, but on a phone where all I'm doing is punching and kicking foot soldiers, It was not something where I was like excited for the loot drops. Now, the loot drops, let's talk about that. They have to be clicked on, right? So for me, what I caught myself doing is I'm standing at the demo stand doing the gameplay and gold drops over here while I'm moving and I'm using my hand to go like this, gold, 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 item, or trying to stretch my thumb up to pick up this stuff. Maybe in the future they'll have an auto gold pickup feature. I don't know. That's what I experienced at the con. Now, I'm not bashing on anybody out there that did like the demo. Some people do like mobile games. There's nothing wrong with that. More power to you. But for myself personally, I didn't really enjoy the experience that much. Everything was cooldown based. It's not going to stay that way. I'm sure they'll have resource management and all that fun stuff. But for now, at the state it's in, it felt like a beat 'em up. The main boss at the end of the demo was terribly easy. There was no sense of fulfillment or reward, or it wasn't a rewarding experience. It was just playing a mobile game. It could have been, your freebie app of the week, as far as I was concerned. But it happened to have my favorite franchise in game history for me as the title on the screen, which I couldn't believe. The last thing I'm going to say on this is I did try the Switch as well. Funny story. I found a bug on the demo floor. It had gone up for sale that day. I called over the blue shirt, and it was kind of like, "What? You found the bug." Bugs happen, but I'm not excited about the Switch either. I play PC. I'm glad that they're making things to expand the community, but remember, it only expands if you maintain your current base. Us PC players want content. We want something we can do. We want a patch to the current cycle. You can't just give us the same season and then double goblins and double bounties. Dudes, buff some sets. Give us a new class. Give us something. For the love of God, the people that are still holding on are holding on by a thread. And then you give them a mobile game. I do want to say and throw this in here that I did have the opportunity to stream at Blizzcon and I turned it down. The reason I did that was because after I tried both demos, I knew that my emotions were too high and that I didn't feel comfortable getting up there and selling something that I don't want to sell. I like to stay true to my own values, and I didn't want to go up there at BlizzCon and bash the shit out of this product, and wasn't even sure if I'd be allowed to be honest. So I weighed the options and ultimately made the decision to cancel my stream. For those of you guys that were expecting a stream from me, that's why I wasn't on. I would have streamed if there was something worth playing, but for me, this isn't it. And I didn't want to come up there and sell something to my community that I don't believe in. Guys, everybody out there, thank you guys so much for all the support to the channel. There's a lot of you guys that have stuck with me while I've started playing some PoE. I did start about 2.5 months ago, and they've made a lot of strides in the area. They just had a monstrous announcement that we're going to be able to create our own custom leagues or seasons based on what we want as individuals or small groups. We get to select the things that we want to be in our league, how difficult the monsters are, what type of items and what type of crafting, and all that stuff is customizable by us. Amazing announcement. I will be streaming Path of Exile and World of Warcraft, as I still enjoy that game, and I think that they did a really good job at BlizzCon. I got an opportunity to speak to Ian briefly and thanked him for the Azerite changes, and he said, keep the feedback coming and we'll keep trying to make the game into something that the community wants to play. That was the most amazing response I got at the con. Everybody, thank you guys. I'm not saying that I'm burning Diablo, I'm burning my boxes. I'm not going to burn my t-shirts. But for now, it's going on my shelf. I'm going to focus on games that provide content for the communities they were designed for in the beginning. I hope all of you guys will join me. If you haven't checked me out on Twitch, it's twitch.tv/Dropadooski. I stream Monday through Saturday. And if you have any questions, feel free to stop in. I can tell you more about the demo or my experience at BlizzCon. Everybody, good luck out there. And we'll see you in the games. Peace.